So I'm leaving to go to Baghdad in about 2 days. And the one funny thing is kind of like, are you prepared? And there's really it seems almost like you're never gonna be prepared because it's always like you got to go with like as little as you have. There's no way of being fully prepared for these type of things, but God's worked out some really cool financial sort of things that enabled me just to do it at the right moment. And so yeah, this is Thursday. On Saturday, I'm going to be going to Baghdad and telling people about Jesus. Just going and telling people about his salvation, not hiding it from people, but going and letting them know how great God is, and just walking with the Holy Spirit, letting him guide us. When Philip the evangelist, he had preached to the Ethiopian eunuch, after he baptized him, it says the Holy Spirit picked him up. He went off like in a whirlwind and was taken somewhere by the Spirit. And there really is this life where the Holy Spirit is the one who just takes us and leads us. And that's really what we're looking for. Okay, let me just be carried along by the Holy Spirit. Let him lead us. And so yeah, it's something to do about mission work, is kind of what people call it, but really it's just kind of common sense. Romans 15, starting in verse 9, I'll start there. Paul's talking about his ministry and his work, and he says, by the power of signs and wonders, by the power of the Spirit of God, so that from Jerusalem and all the way around to Illyricum I have fulfilled the ministry of the gospel of Christ. And thus I make it my ambition to preach the gospel, not where Christ has already been named, lest I build on someone else's foundation. But as it is written, those who have never been told will see, and those who have never heard will understand. And so his goal, he's going to go to Spain, where he had never preached before. And that was really his goal behind that, was to stop in Rome, and then he wanted to go on to Spain to tell them about Jesus and about how he saved his life. And so it's just really cool to think of the ways that God will lead people. And this is one of the main ways, is that he'll lead people to go into all the world. Matthew 28, Jesus said, go into all the nations, teaching them what I've told you, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so this is really a ministry that's so clear. It's a service, something so clear to do. And it's just living for God and not living for ourselves. But we believe God whenever he says, if you leave everything behind, come and follow me, you'll have even more in this life and in the life to come. And we got to renew our minds whenever he says in this life. Yeah, he says that, it can mean all the normal natural things. But one thing that's for sure is that our outer self every day is wasting away, but the inner man is being renewed. So in all of our suffering, that's bound to happen. Trials and temptations are going to happen. But our inner man, the spiritual man, the one that's connected so close to God, that person right there in our heart is being renewed every day and has life. That's where the abundant life is coming out of. That changes us. So we have faith in God and we walk in the Spirit. So I just want to encourage everyone that if you feel like God is calling you to go places where people have never heard about him, then step out in faith and do it. And today I'm going to be here just with some friends, and we're going to do some evangelism and see what God is wanting to do here today.